I'm back. Video 2 of the hybrid pursuit. This video is going to be about the 8-week sub 130 half marathon goal. I've got a 19-minute 5k PB, 40-minute 10k PB, nothing exceptional whatsoever. But I think that puts me in around that 130 bracket. I think as a heavier athlete, hybrid athletes, they might struggle to keep those paces up over the bigger mileage because you've got more weight to carry. We'll see how it goes over the 8 weeks, and hopefully come event day, I get that time. If not, I won't be massively disappointed. It's more about enjoying the journey. That's what I'm gunning for. I know I'm going to get fitter going for that goal. I know there's a lot of people on social media right now talking about marathons. It says, I'm going to go for a sub 3 marathon, and then they're getting a 3:35, and you never hear them speak about it ever again. Don't worry, I'm still going to be speaking about it, even if I end up getting a lot slower anyway. Something to learn from as well for me and for you guys. I'll be putting my training program on this video. Yeah, let's just see how it goes. Just knowing other runners who I know who are around the same speed as me, think I should be around that time frame as long as I kind of practice and get the mileage in and the practice in. So this video is just going to be my 8-week program, sub 130. A lot of the principles will be the same, even if you're going for a 5k or a marathon, getting your easy runs in, your long runs in, your interval sessions in, making sure you recover properly, making sure you're getting the quality sessions in. So I'm going to go out on a run now, enjoy the sunshine, and we'll go through the training program when I'm back. See you in a bit. I've also got some principles which I like to stick to when I'm programming to make sure that I'm lifting as well as running and just enjoying my time training as much as I can. I don't want to do something that I don't enjoy or that's tedious, or I see the end in sight but I just don't want to do it. Enjoying the journey, trust the process. The thing with enjoying the journey is if it's an 8-week sub 130 half marathon plan, or it could be a full marathon or benching 3 plates in the gym, it's all about just enjoying what you're doing. Like, you're probably going to enjoy that process more than having this mountain that you're trying to scale, and when you get there you built into such a big thing over 12 weeks that you're actually dreading it, or you're hating it, or you've told people about it and now you're thinking, oh, I'm injured, I'm gonna have to pull out, I don't want to do it anymore. And it can compound mentally the effect of having to do something like that. Being outside or going to the gym, getting your physical exercise done, it's your own headspace where you can enjoy what you're doing and just push yourself. Even if you set a 130 goal or you're setting a 5-hour marathon, if you don't achieve it, I'm sure you would have enjoyed the time leading up to it. You'd be fitter at the end of it. That's ultimately the end goal. But sometimes if you miss it, or you're feeling nervous or anxious in the build up to it, or what people may think of you, so what? Who cares what people think? You're doing it for you and to get better over time and enjoy what you're doing. Second one I'd say is, well, it's kind of 2. Being time efficient and planning ahead. So I know in a week what I want to do, if it's weekly mileage or what my training session is looking like that week, and I'll plan ahead. If I'm in the office, or I've got a busy day, if I'm out with the kids all day, I might only be able to train once that day, or I might not train at all. So I always like to plan ahead the next day. I know exactly what I'm going to train and when I'm going to do it. Because otherwise, if you go into each day and it's a bit, you're going to see how things go. I'll do it after work, I'll do it after I take the dog for a walk, and then something happens and something happens. You won't ever end up doing the session. So I kind of prioritize what I'm going to be training when I'm doing it, and then I can block out that part of the day for that's when I'm training. That's more the planning ahead side of things. And then obviously when it comes to being time efficient, it's if you only have 45 minutes for the day or even half an hour, see what you can do in that amount of time. So if it's 45 minutes, I'll know, right, I'll do an interval session. There's a super punchy interval session, half an hour worth of running, and that's what I'll do, fast tempo stuff. Whereas if it's a Sunday afternoon and I've got a few hours, great, I can have an hour and a half long run. So it's just looking ahead, seeing where the gaps are, where you might have more time, you can do a longer session in the gym, maybe a push or a pull workout or a leg day. But then if you only got a quick half an hour, maybe just do an arm pump. So it's just being clever at actually planning ahead. I mean, I'm quite structured, but I just find it easier being structured, where if I know what I'm doing the next day or even a few days time, what kind of session I'll be doing. I'll keep going this run and we'll get the third one on the go. I'm getting too old for this. So third principle, but I wasn't going to give something boring and say recovery, but instead I've gone for consistency, just consistency over time. You see those people who've been running for 10, 20, 30 years, they never seem to get tired. They never, the recovery is super quick. It's the same as in the gym with your muscle memory. I know if I haven't trained for a few weeks or I've just been running mainly, if I then go back in the gym a couple of times, I'm back to 95% of my strength of what I would have been. And this just compounds over time. I sort of call them deposits in the bank, where if you, every other day, you put a deposit in, whether it's a run or a gym session, that over 6 months is absolutely huge compared to a quick, I'm gonna go to the gym every single day for a month before a holiday or before an event. You're probably just gonna get injured. You actually won't really make gains that you can hold for a long time. I think if you train consistently for 6 months, 6 years, you'll keep those gains and you'll find them easy to get back rather than just trying to make really, really short gains. So that pretty much wraps up the 3 principles. During the process, I don't really care what people think. I like training, I love doing events, if it's for fun or competitively. Just thinking about the YouTube, I'm sure I'm gonna get some laughs because of the terrible videos. Again, I just don't care. I'm doing it for me. I know if I'm training for something, the aim is just to get fitter, push harder, maintain physical ability. Second one is time efficiency and planning ahead, which is just really important. So you actually get the sessions done that you say you're going to get done. Otherwise, you just put it off. Nothing will happen. Your sessions will slip. It's okay if sessions will slip every now and again, but when every single week you're always missing that Tuesday and Wednesday run, just change it up. And the third one is just the consistency over time, just being disciplined of getting the runs in no matter what, getting the lifting sessions in no matter what. That's pretty much everything. Got a few kilometers left, get back, shower change, half marathon plan coming up. Okay, run done. Now let's get into the program. The target, sub 130. That's about 4:16 per kilometer pace, 6:50 per mile pace. And the plan runs for 8 weeks. There'll be 4 key sessions a week. There'll be an easy run, a shorter interval type session, a longer run, which might turn into progression runs, and then there'll also be a tempo run. I've also added a 5th easy run as an optional, so you can get that extra mileage in. The weekly mileage will also grow throughout all the way to a peak week, and then we'll bring in a taper towards the end for the final 2 weeks to keep our legs fresh as much as possible. Weeks 1 to 2 is just your foundation and building week. It starts off with an easy run, and then intervals, a long run. This is 16 kilometers, very easy. Make sure you take this easy conversational pace throughout and do not push the pace here. And then Saturday or Sunday on the weekend, we'll have a tempo run, which is 8 kilometers continuous at 4:30 speed. I've put days of the week in the plan just because that's how I work. You can have these as just run 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can fit these runs into your weekly schedule however best fits. What I'm trying to make sure is that every week we're gradually building the mileage as well as upping the intensity and the speed of the runs. I've also made sure to highlight the key session of that week. Sometimes we might only be able to fit in a few sessions that week, so make sure you get this one done. For instance, on week 2, there's a long run that's 18 kilometers. First 14 kilometers at 4:55 speed, and the last 4 kilometers at 4:25 speed. This will be a really key run to build up the fatigue in your legs before you're trying to get down to those quicker speeds over the last 4 kilometers. The whole time during this program, I'm not only trying to build up the mileage, but I'm also trying to bring the pace down towards our target pace of 4:16 per kilometer throughout the half marathon. Some of these sessions might look scary to start off with. When I looked at them myself, when I first came up with this plan, I was wondering if I could even finish one of the sessions. I find it's a really great tool for when you actually go out on a run. When you start the run, you know exactly what it is you need to do. That way, you're more likely to actually complete the session, hit the targets you want to hit the mileage and hit the speed, rather than going out for a run. And then if you're not feeling up for it, you might only just do an easy run, you might only do 3 reps rather than 4, and you won't naturally improve. That on your easy runs, make sure you keep these really easy. You can pick a nice path to run on, run with a friend, keep your heart rate low, but to help your body recover at the same time. For the interval sessions, these are shorter, sharper blocks to make sure you have that turnover in your legs and to ensure you've actually got the speed there come race day. For the long runs and the progression runs, these are all about getting the mileage in to make sure you're able to cover the half marathon distance. The fourth session of the week are a tempo, which is a key session. Again, these are slightly longer than your interval sessions. There might be 8 minutes, there might be 3 kilometers, 2 kilometers, but this is to really help us bring in that race pace time, make sure we can complete this over longer distances rather than just 1 or 2 minutes. After the first 5 weeks of training, we then build into the consolidation and the taper phase. This is really important. You don't want to get to race day having just completed a really hard tempo or progression run only days before, so it takes a week or two for your body to fully rest, get freshness back in the legs and build up those energy stores so you're ready to really hit race day. As you can see, we're still completing the 4 sessions, but the full volume might not be there. It just keeps intense for a small amount of time to ensure we're keeping the fitness, keeping the leg turnover, keeping the body ready, but just not putting it through as much fatigue as usual. This last week or two is really important because you're never going to gain fitness around this amount of time, but you could lose race sharpness or even get injured in these crucial final 2 weeks. Do not push these sessions extra hard, just stick to the plan, trust the process, and come to race day fresh. Another key point of running races, no matter any distance, is fueling. You'll have to think about how you're going to fuel yourself on race day, especially for these longer distances. What are you going to eat in the morning before? What are you going to eat the day before? As well as how you're going to fuel yourself and hydrate during the race, as well as energy gels. How often are you going to take them? How often are you going to drink? These are great things to practice throughout your training blocks. When it comes to race day, you don't have any mishaps. As a hybrid athlete, I'm probably a bit heavier than most runners, so I'll make sure I take energy gels. I'm planning probably one every 5 kilometers, so I'll have one at 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers, depending on how I feel. I'll make sure I won't be having any hot curries the night before, just standard bland food. I don't want any tummy upsets on the day or before the day. I want to feel as fresh as possible, as light as possible, ready to go. Now, if you're a similar fitness as me, you probably want to know what the guidelines are for what your heart rate should be or what paces you should be hitting for each of these types of sessions. I've laid out a bit of a table here for you so you can see your easy runs, what pace they should be at. I'd say anything above the 5 minutes should just be easy and keeping your heart rate under 145. On the easy runs, if you see your heart rate going over 145, just bring the pace down. These should be easy. Keep the strenuous parts of the quality sessions. For the long runs, try and keep below the 5-minute threshold. And then when you're moving on to your progressions, remember we're aiming for that 4:16 speed. So if you can get close to that towards the end of any long run, that's really good. I've never actually ran a half marathon on a road race before. This is something I'm really excited to do. It will help me to see where I stand in terms of my fitness over that distance. It's a really great baseline to work off in 6 months, a year, 2 years to come. And as a hybrid athlete, I'll also be going to the gym as well as running during these weeks. But I think getting the mileage in will be the most important thing. One of the key things people say is just to enjoy the journey. I might not get 130 on the day, I might get 131, I might get 139. But the key thing is to remember is why we're doing this. I'm doing it because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy going on the runs. I like having a program to stick to because I know it will benefit me the most in the long run. And it's all just about getting out there, enjoying it, trusting the process, and then see what you can deliver at the end of the day. I'm not sure if you're a hybrid athlete yourself. If you're more of a runner, you never go to the gym, or you go to the gym more than you run. But this plan should help you see how you should have easy sessions, interval sessions, tempo sessions, as well as a long run every week if you're serious at getting a better runner. So that's 8 weeks for the sub 130 half marathon plan. By the end of it, you should be able to run faster, run longer, and feel more confident within that pain threshold. So what I will say is this: if you've got a half marathon coming up and you want a plan that actually has logic behind it, then follow this plan. It's totally free. Screenshot the sessions, take any of the principles I have. As for the 8-week plan, let's see if it works. My next video, I'll have the final week building up to the event, as well as the event itself. Subscribe if you want to see how this event unfolds. Drop a comment below. What are your running goals? Do you have a half marathon and a race coming up? Until then, I'll see you at the finish line.